Hey guys, welcome to another episode from Stacy Here We Grow Again. Today I want to talk about something really exciting that I love to do, propagating my herbs. I have sage here. This sage plant we planted from seed, and look how big she's getting, guys. So she's growing pretty lanky. You can see that these branches here are getting woodsy, they're getting brown, and then the new growth stays green. Well, when you propagate and you take a cutting, you don't want to cut down to this woodsy stem here. Rosemary, I like to cut down to the woodsy stem. Now this little guy, since he's a little leggy, I'm going to propagate that one. There's quite a bit of sage in here, and I did that purposely. So since I'm propagating and I'm kind of killing this whole branch out, I'm going to cut down to the woodsy part. And then we're going to cut a lot of that off and propagate it in some water. So this is how I propagate my basil. This oregano has been propagated from this plant right here. We transplanted it, and look how big it's been growing, guys, since we transplanted it out of that styrofoam cup. Check her out. We gave her a haircut when we transplanted her. We kept her in, all my plants are staying in 8 hours of direct sunlight. All of these plants, my lettuce, everything. My purple basil, she's acclimating, and we're gonna take some cuttings from this stuff. So I want to show you that it's really easy to propagate. We propagated this oregano about a week ago now. So let me get a handle on it so I can show you the roots. We got roots already in her. So it's been about a week, and you can see them roots. So we have a bunch of roots, and we're going to leave it in here so I can have some fresh oregano on hand, and I'm going to transplant a couple of these. I have about 5 little cuttings in here that this has just been rooting on the windowsill, guys, inside. 4 to 6 hours of direct sun, and that's it. That's how easy it is. So we're going to take this cutting here from our sage, right? You can even cut, we'll cut some more because we're going to do a few. So this one's big, and since these are growing really tall, I kind of want to stall them out a little bit and bush them out. So I'm going to take, let's see, I'm going to take this top off so we can propagate this top as well. And you can see you don't want to touch any of this other growth. So you can see she's already trying to bush right here. She's already pushing out stems on the sides, and once you see that, then you know you can cut that top off, and she's going to be good. She's going to start concentrating on this lower growth now and growing in between these nodes instead of growing so lanky. So we're going to do a few cuts on her, probably take a couple of these, like this one. We'll take it down pretty low. I don't know if that stem's going to survive because it's pretty low, but I think it will. I mean, it's got quite a bit of growth on it, and she's already growing, so we'll take 2. Now, when you strip your leaves, you just want to take the bottom sets. So you can save the sage. Save any sage you're taking off, any basil you're stripping, any oregano you're taking off. Wash it, soak it in a bowl of water with some, if you want to get bugs and spider mites off of your herbs. I know sometimes when you dry your herbs and just soak them in water, their spider mites might be still on your leaves, especially in the back and stuff. Aphids, bugs, whatever. So you want to soak your produce or your cuttings that you're drying in a bowl of vinegar, white vinegar. Just a little 1/4 teaspoon of white vinegar in a big bowl of water, and then you know that's going to kill off all the bugs. Cut that bottom growth off till you get a nice stem. Leave it in some water on a nice 4 to 6 hours of a windowsill after you cut them for the first couple of days, and then you can increase it to about 6 to 8 hours for these little cuttings. And then you know you're good to go. Once they have roots, you can go ahead and plant them. So we get a nice pretty cutting with bottom leaves taken off, and these will root just fine in this paper cup. I'm going to continue to do this sage. These will dry. And then same thing for the oregano. How I propagated my oregano is, you know, you want to leave all this growth up here. So we bushed all this out. You want to leave all that. So what I usually cut is the stuff that's like hitting the ground. I like how this looks. So you guys don't have to cut this, but when I cut, I like a big cutting. So I'm going to see what we got here, and we're going to cut right there. Just make a cut. You don't have to be too precise. You don't have to worry too much. You can take that oregano that you cut and just, you know, dry it. You can dry this if you want to cut it and dry it. Just take the bottom foliage off, guys. I'm actually going to cut this little sucker in half because we got 2 cuttings instead of 1, which is pretty cool. So if you get something like that, just cut them in half, remove the bottom leaves, and you know you're good to go for a nice little oregano cutting. And this will root in no time. You can just strip them bottom leaves just like that, because they're gonna rot in that water if you leave them on there. And that's it, guys. Put them in your water. Make sure they're up. Make sure no leaves are dunking in there and staying underneath the water, because any leaves that are underneath there will end up rotting out on you. We can save all these leaves we're clipping. You don't want to waste any of this precious herbs. So that's sage, oregano, done and done. We got 4 plants out of our cuttings here, and we're gonna do this one. So I'm gonna put this in here for now, just so she doesn't get stalled. And that's good. We can water her, feed her after you take a cutting. And then, you know, same thing for this one. And then the basil, since I bought this at the farmer's market, and there is like 7 different plants in here. Each individual basil thing here is a plant. So I'm going to take this smaller one and take a cutting off of it and leave these bigger ones in there, because I want these bigger ones to grow and bush out. And once they get big enough, I'm just going to cut this little baby out, being really careful I don't cut anything else. And this will root. It's small and it might get a little stunted, but you know what? It'll root and we'll have another basil plant for another pot, another purple basil. Why not, guys? You could wait till it gets a little bigger if you're scared to cut that early, but like I said, you know, you can see how much basil plants are in here. Each individual one's a plant. And we're going to prune this top off so it can bush out. You can already see it's starting to bush out just like that sage will. And we're going to prune this top off. Once we get a good 6 set of leaves on here, true sets, so this is 1 set, 2 set, 3 sets, 4 sets. We only have 4 sets on here. We're going to wait till we get 2 more sets, and then we're going to prune the top. I'll show you guys. This way she can start bushing out and getting bushier. And I'll probably cut that little baby out of here too. Why not? You know, we'll give these other ones some room. So just be careful. Make sure you're cutting the right ones. You're not cutting ones you don't want to cut. They're really sensitive basil, so you don't want to go ahead and just pinch them off with your fingers. You want to go ahead and cut with something. Sharp knife, a sharp little, you know, clippers like I have. They're just from the dollar store, guys, and they're great. And then keep these in the sunlight and you're good to go. Once they grow roots, you can start to plant them just like this oregano here. We're going to get that potted up soon. Till next time, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this video in the best way possible, and it helps you to multiply your, you know, herb collection. I love multiplying my collection. I grow so much stuff here in the garden. Please like and subscribe if you haven't already. We have a lot more here to come. Thank you already for all the new subscribers and for everyone that has been sticking with me through this journey. We have so much more here to come from Stacey Here We Grow Again, and I can't wait to show you guys this lettuce. Look how big it's getting. Can't wait to harvest this and eat it. Happy planting, guys. Bye-bye.